Okay, it is November 1st, 4:14 p.m. and this is freechartvideos.com, and we're looking at the S&P 500. This is our daily update. We use time-honored techniques to understand modern markets. This video is for educational purposes only, not intended to be any form of investment advice. And you have to make your own conclusions, make decisions that are appropriate for your financial situation. I'm not a licensed professional, just a guy that draws lines on charts. Here's some lines on charts. Looking at a 10-minute chart, you can see here's this dark green line and this dark green line. These are our channel lines that were briefly violated late this afternoon. I don't like that. That gives me a little cause for concern, as I think it should. But there's some other things going on to where I'm going to be a little bit patient with this. And but anyway, let's look at something here. Like I said, here's the channel. We pretty much stayed within it. That little brief interruption down here. But this is another day in a string of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days, and I don't even know, it may go back further off the left side of the chart. But this is 13 days that have gone sideways. And you might recall that when we hit this area back here, over 1185, I believe it was, and then we came back off that. I made the mention. I said, I think we got a few days of going sideways. Guys, I didn't think there was going to be this many days of sideways trading. Just for the fun of it, let's go look at the candlesticks on a daily chart for these last couple weeks. Okay, here's the last couple of weeks looking at the daily candles. I got them really zoomed in so you can see. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row where the open and the close are within pennies of each other. I mean, just this looks to me like it is a really, really tight. I'm thinking it's a consolidation. It could be a reversal. But as long as we stay in this channel, I'm still thinking we head up. When? With this kind of action for the past 8 days, who knows? But it's got to be soon, because this cannot go sideways much longer or we run into this line. Let's look and zoom in now on a 5-minute chart and look at a few details about what happened today. Okay, let's highlight a few things. Between this teal line and this teal line, or what I identified late last week is what I thought was a triangle consolidation. If you measure the height of this, and if you add it on to the top line of the triangle, you can see, and some people might say do it here, but I just, for the heck of it, I thought, gee, why did we not get over 1195? And you can see that we really met. If you put the height of the triangle on today's open, which was really where it got significantly above this pattern, we nearly met what this consolidation was calling for. After we satisfied that, prices began to trade back down. I thought this orange line would hold. I had also drawn another line, this light gray one that was drawn over a previous peak. I just wanted to see, well, will this offer resistance, or rather support? And yes, it did. It offered support here, it offered support here, but when it gave way, you can see there was a strong downdraft. It was like this line broke, boom, here come the shares. When we hit that orange line, which I'm going to tweak just a little bit. When we hit this orange line, kind of the same thing happened. It created some congestion. It traded sideways. Frankly, I couldn't tell whether this was resting all on top of or just under this line. But for sure, when that broke, boom, just another avalanche of selling, taking prices down to the day's low. At this point, I decided not to sell because this could have just been a momentarily interrupted channel line, and prices did recover late in the day to close slightly positive. Let's look at just the day's action, and I think there's maybe one or two things of interest. Okay, here is just today's action, and again you can tell that when this light gray line broke, I'm going to make it darker for the sake of showing you what I want to show you. Let's make it red. When that line broke, you can see that it really did kind of set selling off into motion. And again, here's the orange line that offered support. At one point, I was drawing lines over peaks, which I did right here, because I was thinking at one point, because we've been getting so many of these, that what we were dealing with was another descending wedge, which has bullish implications. Almost all of them do. So what went wrong with this one? Well, I've got an idea. Again, this red line offered support. I think prices bounced off this red line, prematurely got out of this wedge. In other words, it would have been better if we had just come on down, hit this bottom, hit here, then hit here. That would have given us support at both in the wedge and on the orange line. Then I think we would have headed on up. But instead, we broke out prematurely and kind of floundered a bit, tried to find support here, couldn't, broke back down, did find support, bouncing in between this line and this line, almost like a pinball going doop 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 doop. Then it broke down, came back, and this part right here may have been primarily simply due to the overweight supply of shares at higher prices that were taken into the market on this premature breakout. The good news, we closed above this orange line. We also closed above this blue line. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. This may have just been a very small term, like I said, just a small term reaction to this. Almost like a pendulum. The pendulum kicked up, couldn't hold this, and then it kicked back down. So we close 1184.06. You know, I'm still waiting for a close over 1185. And as I look at it now, a close over this red line. I hope you've learned something from this. Again, I remain bullish with the short-term target of 1240 to 1250 in the S&P and 12,000 in the Dow. So I appreciate you looking at this video, and please, when you get a chance, come visit the website at freechartvideos.com and bookmark that. Tell your friends, because I frankly think the analysis that I'm doing of the S&P right now is a lot stronger than a lot of the perma-bears. And so if you are open to just looking at the chart and not being so swayed by overall market sentiment, then come to freechartvideos.com, where that is my goal, to just do what the chart says and forget what people say, because their actions speak louder than words, and their actions are revealed in the chart.